Okay.
Here.
A lot of you probably look down on the ag industry for a lot of different reasons. I'd like to change your perspective just a little bit today. I want you all to understand that the ag field isn't as horrible as the media portrays it out to be. I'd like to share 3 different points with you that you may or may not be familiar with within the ag industry and decision making, that of which should only be made by people who work in the ag field, and also understand what is happening in that particular area of ag. My main points include treatment of animals, GMOs, and political bills that affect the ag field. The treatment of animals has always been questioned by many people, whether they are treated right or not in the ag field. I hope that today I can show you a lot of these conditions are a lot better than what the media portrays it out to be. Farrowing crates or gestation stalls are one of the many things that the media portrays to be bad. According to the Chicago Tribune in the article Pigs Got Beat Up, workers at farrowing units say they've seen pregnant pigs beaten with steel bars and kicked all over their bodies. Which, being honest here, can you trust them? Because they could be the ones that are abusing these animals, or they could be friends with the people who are abusing the animals, so they know that it's happening, but just in their circle. The article is only trying to make you hate the idea of farrowing crates. First, I want to tell you why farrowing crates are important. They are used to make sure that the mother does not lay or step on one of her piglets. Also, as stated on Purdue University's website, the crates provide a warm, dry place for the piglets so that they are not at risk of contracting any diseases. Another pro of farrowing crates is that the pork producers can assist in the birthing process. Although in the article Pigs Got Beat Up by the Chicago Tribune, it states that farrowing crates are disturbing and they are the only thing that is separating a mother from her piglets. They also state that pigs are laying in their own waste, which this is most certainly not true because of how the crates are set up. They won't be able to come in contact with any of the waste. It drains away how the crates are set up. Farrowing crates are also used to make the sow's pregnancy and labor go as smoothly as absolutely possible. As stated on Hogslat's website, farrowing crates help to wean the sow's litter and keep them as clean as possible, so that none of the piglets in the litter can get wet and or cold, which could cause them to contract an illness of any sort. When you hear of topics such as farrowing crates or things like them, you usually hear something about animal rights, which is a very touchy subject if people arguing for animal rights don't understand what is happening behind closed barn doors, whether it be good or bad. You need to understand that this isn't the case at every farm or ag operation, but a lot of operations that get shut down are not doing anything that is unlawful, such as farrowing units. Although operations that are doing something wrong usually get away with it. There are so many different rules in the ag industry, whether it is how to properly treat animals or even what you can and cannot spray on your crops. I have to say this because it's true. Nothing is going to change the way that people run their operations either way. People that have grown up in the ag industry are used to doing the things the same way as their grandfathers and fathers have taught them how to. Not many people would be ready and or willing to for these changes to be made in the ag industry, especially when they're being made by people who have no idea what they're putting into effect, which is exactly how people feel about genetically modified organisms, also known as GMOs, which are very prevalent in our world. First, I'll give you the basic definition of GMOs and bioengineering as stated on biotechfacts.com. Bioengineering is a very precise method of plant breeding which allows farmers to take the desirable traits from one plant and transfer it to another. Having genetically edited foods makes some people uneasy because they don't understand what the bioengineering process is. When people hear that there are GMOs in their everyday food, they become a little concerned. Many people claim GMOs are unsafe. On biotechfacts.com, there's a question that is asked, are bioengineered crops safe? The answer is yes, they are safe. The article also says that many experts agree that bioengineering crops and foods are safe. There have been many studies to prove this, and there should be no debate whether or not they're safe, because otherwise they wouldn't be on the market. I definitely skipped that. I found on GMOanswers.com that there are only 10 GMO crops commercially available in the U.S. Some of these include alfalfa, canola, field and sweet corn, cotton, potatoes, soybeans, and apples. So like I said, sometimes GMOs are needed to make the basic needs of some products. Many people argue that anything that is genetically edited should not be consumed by anyone. They argue that they don't have enough information about products and that genetically edited foods should not be consumed. People today like when companies are very open with their products, whether that means what chemicals the farmers used on their plants or anything of the sort. Or just a very generic idea of what is in their products. And some also try to make bills that would potentially take GMOs off the market, which is almost downright impossible. But first I'll show you this video of the GMOs and an article. It's basically just a little blip of the article. It's already loaded on this page. So we'll just play it right here.
A new report found genetically modified crops pose no additional risks to humans when compared to conventional crops. The research published by the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine reviewed more than 900 studies on GMOs over the last 20 years and found that GMO foods are safe for humans and animals to eat and will not cause an increase in cancer, obesity, or other illnesses. But the report did find that use of genetically modified crops, which are often engineered to resist pesticides, have contributed to a concerning level of pesticide resistance in weeds and insects. Public health and environmental advocates are pushing for mandatory labeling of genetically modified food, but the results from the National Academy suggest GMO labels are not necessary. A new report...
I'm sorry.
Florida man yells, "There's no Santa!"
Okay.
Oh, it's recording.
Alright. And then, which brings me to my next topic of political bills in the Ag Department, such as Horn versus the Department of Ag. This is people pleading the fifth because they could be subject to persecution, and they also don't want the media to portray their operation as bad, which there really isn't anything bad happening. It's just the way the media could portray the farm operation out to be. People in the ag field do not know what kind of work, people not in the ag field, do not know what kind of work has been put in to make each and every operation be the best that it can be, so that it can operate legally. I hope after sharing a little bit about animal treatment, GMOs, and ag bills with you, that you may be a little more familiar with these topics when you see them in the news. And after having explained these debatable topics in the ag field, I hope that you have, I have to ask you to not look down on the decisions that are made by the people who know what they're talking about. Thank you.